Takes years to develop a new drug, but COVID-19 patients need them now. That's why scientists and doctors are taking a closer look at existing drugs that were developed to treat other diseases to see if they might work against coronavirus. One of those drugs is Leronlimab, which was developed to treat HIV and is now showing promise as a COVID-19 treatment. Joining me is Samantha Mottet, who recovered from COVID-19 after being given Leronlimab. Welcome, Samantha. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us your story. What made you get tested for coronavirus in the first place?
Well, first of all, I am a liver transplant of 14 years, and I had my liver transplant at UCLA, and I started feeling really tired. And after about 5 days, I called my transplant team, telling them I wasn't eating and drinking, and I was concerned about my liver being dehydrated. And it didn't occur to me that I may have the coronavirus. And then on 2 days later, on Sunday, March 22nd, I just was so weak, and I asked my husband to call the transplant team and see if I could come in to maybe get on an IV to get rehydrated. And I went to UCLA, and they did a chest x-ray and said my lungs were clear, I didn't have the flu, and they wanted me to go home because they felt like it was safer because there were coronavirus patients in the hospital. And they did swab my nose for the coronavirus. And the next morning they called and said I had the coronavirus. And I called my husband because he was at work, and I felt like I didn't know if he'd been exposed, that it was best for him to leave work. And then I just slept for many days, and UCLA called Thursday and said, "Where's your wife? Why haven't you brought her in yet?" And he took me in Friday morning, March 27th. And then by the 29th, I was having a hard time breathing. They said I was gravely ill, and they were going to put me on a ventilator. And then by Wednesday, April 1st, they said, "We're not for sure she's going to make it. She's gotten worse." And we were going to flip her on her stomach. And that's when Dr. Otto Yang came in and introduced the drug Leronlimab to my husband and said, "We'd really like to try this on her. It's not FDA approved." And my husband signed documentation. And on April 2nd at 4:30 p.m., they administered the Leronlimab. 24 hours later, I was using less oxygen. And by 48 hours later, April 5th, on my 55th birthday at 12:30 p.m., they had removed the ventilator and my breathing tube. And then by April 7th, I was off oxygen. And April 10th, I got to go home. So I feel so thankful to be here today. You have no idea what the fear I went through. It was a very scary time in my life.
Right. Well, when you were in the hospital, did you know how gravely ill you were?
I did. I also have to say, with the drugs and being on a ventilator and intensive care unit, delirium, I was going through a lot of hallucinations, paranoia. I didn't know really what was going on. I would text and FaceTime a lot of my friends, and I just didn't know. Even on my birthday, when they removed the ventilator, I thought that there was no hope and they were just letting me die. So I can't tell you. It was just a scary time. I was just kind of in and out. I didn't know what was going on. And, my mind wasn't right with all the drugs that were in me that had put me into an induced coma for 7 days.
Well, we're so happy that you're feeling better. You look great. What are your thoughts about Leronlimab as it pertains to your recovery?
Oh, I absolutely feel Leronlimab saved my life. They did a couple other drugs as experimental, and nothing was working. And I am so thankful for Dr. Yang stepping in and giving me that drug, because within 24 hours, I was showing improvement, and the other drugs, I was only getting worse. There was no improvement.
What would you like to say to COVID-19 patients and their doctors about Leronlimab?
I absolutely believe in this drug. I believe it saved my life. And there's so many families out there right now who have loved ones that are dying who don't know about this drug. And I feel like it's so important to get this drug out so people know about it. It literally saved my life. And I was going to die if this drug didn't work. And within 24 hours, it was bringing me back to life. And 3 days later, I was not on a ventilator and I was not on a breathing tube. I wasn't completely aware of my surroundings, but I 100% believe in this drug. And I hope other families hear about this. And I hope Leronlimab works for them as well as it has done for me.
Well, Samantha Mottet, we're so happy you're feeling better. Thanks for joining us, and God bless you.
Thank you. God bless.